Why, hello there, and welcome. Today, we are going to be playing Detective. We are going to be playing an indie game I found called Night Call. So this should be a lot of fun. Let's start a new game, brand new world. Choose the investigation. We got the judge, the angel of death, the Sandman, a surprise investigation, or a random investigation. Let's do a surprise investigation. We'll let the game choose. Let's go with... We'll go with balanced. I'm a gamer. I can handle balanced, maybe? We'll see. We'll see how I do. I'll give it a try. In a dark night in Paris. This is looking really cool so far, actually. I wasn't sure just how good it would be, but I'm liking it so far. Cigarettes are bad for you. Night Call. Doctor. Here? Sir, can you hear me? Or do I need to speak up? I just want to make you I just want you to be comfortable. You can always change your mind. The voice is female, husky, and worn. You find it deeply comforting. Do you want me to speak in a normal, medium, or loud voice? She takes a deep breath. Sir, you just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The word bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma? The word scratches along your throat. Yes, you were the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The killer the media are calling the Angel of Death stuck a knife in your right side. It hit several organs. To be frank, you were in a terrible state when they brought you in, and we were obliged to put you in an induced. Her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It is incredibly painful. I'm sorry? Did they catch the angel? No. What about my passenger? He was dead before you even got out of your cab. The doctor is silent for a second, a very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. Technically, you're the only person to have survived the Angel of Death. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head, to no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. I don't care, he's the only witness. Another female voice joins in. A strong, authoritarian voice. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, it's not fatigue, some odd combination of the two. Before being in this hospital room, you've never realized that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. A feeling you know all too well. Days go by, and a month later, night 1. Well, look, I've got a bit of a problem. A real problem, that is. You have a pounding headache. It's your first night behind the wheel since the attack. Are you listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rearview mirror. He stares at you for a second or two without speaking. Sometimes I wonder what goes on inside your head. You always seem so far away. I'm listening. Oh, okay. He's watching you closely, trying to make out what's going on in your head. You know, I'm worried about you, don't you? I know. You're like a son to me, you know. I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story of his taxi fleet again. When my father died and left me the store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. But I decided to start a cab fleet with the money he left me, to hire the guys from the neighborhood. And that's why I've got 45 guys like you working for me. His hands flutter in the air, though none of them are any match for you. He smiles. His voice suddenly takes on a serious note. Do you want me to go over everything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard, the meter, the GPS. You haven't been in a taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. Right then. Well, first the map. You spot potential customers and try to guess where they'll be going. Then you decide. When a customer orders a taxi, if there's no one else around, you have to go pick them up. He shrugs. That's the way it goes. It's business. The other fares, you look at the map and decide whether or not you want to take them, and then you drive. He flashes a quick, mechanical smile. You know it well. When he talks about work, he talks about work. That's all. When your shift is over, we do the numbers, and his voice trails off as if searching for the right words. And that's all. It's pretty simple. There's no reason why you can't do it. Oh, right. No overtime. We're in France here, and there are rules, regulations. You might not see it that way, but no one likes having a driver who hasn't slept for 24 hours. He looks away. Something's been bothering him since he got into the cab. Anyhow, you know the ropes. You get it. I know you're going to do a good job. What's the matter? Your boss keeps quiet for a while, as if he's hesitant to speak. And then, I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't be driving. The murderer is still out there, and we think he's going to come back. For you. He doesn't know who I am. He could have seen your face. The police are positive he didn't. He attacked me from behind. I fell to the ground, and then he took off. Silence. Your eyes lock. He holds your gaze. He wants to believe you, to be on your side. He looks away. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Every minute spent in your taxi is a minute lost. He gives you a smile, half ironic, half serious. You can count on me. He scratches an invisible stain on the armrest. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. He smiles. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. A couple of colleagues are milling about. Taxis are coming in and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You are branded. You sit there a moment, then turn the key in the ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. It's impossible to describe how you missed that feeling. It is back to the night shift, back to life. Despite the attack. Despite it all. Okay. So we got some people. Why don't we... She's closest, and also I like her haircut. So let's go and try and pick her up first. What's the cat? It kind of seems... I need to go to St. Omen. Yeah, sure. Your next passenger does not simply get in. She throws herself in. Energetic, lively, chatty, she looks like she never stops. She gives you her address and heaves a big sigh. You start driving. How's your evening going? You were surprised by your passenger's bright disposition. She is cheerful, positive, but you can tell that something's not quite right. Wonderfully, wonderful. She shrugs. You see a troubled look in her eye. You're not doing too well, are you? It's just, the movie I saw really got to me. She lowers her eyes. Not the movie exactly. It's really not about the movie, actually. You know, when you read a book for school and you think it's really boring, but then, like, bit by bit, this book slowly seeps into your brain and turns your world upside down? She clearly hopes to get a reaction out of you. Okay, don't worry about it. She falls silent and clams up. The young woman closes her eyes and lets herself drift away for the remainder of the trip across Paris. Every once in a while, you see her open her eyes, look around, and close her eyes again. You smile. It's as if she's playing a game. She's trying to guess which street she's on, where she is. When you get closer to your destination, she starts laughing to herself. You park the cab, letting the motor run. Well, thanks. She pays her fare and gets out. The young woman disappears into the lobby of her building. You wait a few seconds and drive away. Okay, now who should we get? What's this monkey? Hugo Delaney. Gambetta. Sure. Oh shit, man. Your next passenger is holding a bow, which he inadvertently pokes in his eye while getting into the taxi. He leaps into the back seat and looks at you with a lost expression on his face. I'm supposed to be at the Gambetta bus station in less than 15 minutes. Your seatbelt. You run the first red light you come across. With a little luck, you'll get this kid to his bus. You see him moping behind you. Shit, was it really that hard to be on time, bro? You shit stain, you can't miss the bus. You just can't, man. Everything okay? Yeah, okay, this might sound a little crazy, but what do you think about my Gravia outfit? Gravia? Yeah, it's a race in a game. The bow, the helmet, the armor, you know, all that shit. It's very nice. Nice? Yeah, okay. But do you think it's lit? Yeah, it's very interesting. Interesting. I don't want interesting. He sighs heavily and droops his head. Shit. All of this for a chick. I'm so into her. I even started playing her favorite game, Lost Legend V, to let me like her, to make her like me, but I look like a moron. He looks at the time on the meter. You don't look like a moron. Have you ever done anything like this for a chick? Oh yeah, I definitely did some stupid stuff. Much stupider than dressing up. It's not dressing up, it's a cosplay. He turns his bow over. This cosplay is for a convention? Yeah, in Belgium. There'll be thousands of cosplayers. It's pretty legit. Will there be lots of graviers? Gravias. No, I don't think so. They're popular, but this costume is daring. You've got to flash your abs at everyone all weekend. I'm sure it'll be fine. You really think so? Well, it's daring, plus if you're the only one dressed like that. He takes a minute to think. You are so totally right. How could she not be into me? You park in front of the bus station. Your passenger hands you a bill to pay his fare. Keep the change. I've always wanted to say that. Good luck with the Gravier thing. Gravia. Yeah, thanks, man. A second later, he's running for his bus, his bow slung across his back. Cool. Also, it turns out he wasn't a monkey. A door suddenly opens and a woman gets into the back seat. Having a good night? For a second, you freeze. You recognize one of the cops working on the Angel of Death's case. She grins at you. Her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her there. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks, I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you. Something not so nice. I dug around, mulled it over, bugged all my fellow cops about it. Because I was sure that you lied to us. She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm going to be frank with you. She leans over to you. I don't see how you could be the Angel of Death. All that staging doesn't seem like your thing. Too meticulous for a taxi driver. She squints like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you'd have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. She stares at you. But not enough of a stretch for my chief to stop going on and on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. If I didn't know better, I'd think he had a crush on you. She smirks. No, I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17. An icy chill fills your gut. And for murder, too. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, you've kept a low profile, but you're lying about your name and your address. I checked. It's normal, you'd say, if they get word of your time served. No loan for your permit, no lease for your car. Meaning no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. I personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with a first and last name, with evidence. Actually, knowing him, he's not so hot on evidence. So I'll give you info. Victims, suspects, medical reports, some photos that are a bit... She makes a gagging noise. You have to be discreet. Keep it between you and me. Interrogate, ask questions, dig around. I've never done this. She shrugs. Don't worry, you're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and deliver the killer wrapped up with a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman. You're just here to get me more information. She rummages around her pockets for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days. Just check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any new info. She takes on a didactic, paternalistic tone, like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught, don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave for Paris. I know what you look like, and I know who your friends are. You can either be the solution or the problem, my friend. She takes a minute to scan your face, your emotions. If I have to, I'll go check in on you-know-who. Her smile is biting. That reminds me, did you know you'd done time? You shake your head. She snickers. Oh, my little dirtbag. You cover your tracks well. I did what I could. Yeah, if you say so. She sighs in a tired, exaggerated way. Don't try to mess with me, man. If things don't go well, I'll turn you in. I'll send your picture to all my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris. Your picture with your name on it. Your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll be put under house arrest, spend nights in jail. You have any idea how tense things are with that fucker's trial underway? You sigh. You know just what she's trying to get at. Come to think of it, your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. I'm nothing like that son of a bitch. She smiles. Let me tell you, with that face of yours and your handle, they'll welcome you with open arms. She takes on a serious tone, businesslike. I want to catch this killer, personally. I want to drag him to court. Ruin his fucking life with a bang. I can't botch this case. You got me? And neither can you, right? He ripped open your gut. You saw your own insides. You were in a coma. Yeah, you have plenty of reasons to want to get back at him. She furrows her brow. Yeah, I think you're actually gonna do what I tell you to do. You investigate, ask questions, listen to all the rumors, and you come up with a list of suspects. She lays her hand on the door handle and freezes. Oh, right. And don't get fired. Without this cab, you're worth nothing to me. You glare at her. She puts her hand up and you hear the words behind it. this conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more intel tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then, not a word to anyone, obviously. Not a word. The door opens, squeaks, and slams shut. Fucking bitch. He stood alone for a while, teeth clenched, dry-eyed, ears buzzing. Shit. On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Shit. Key in the ignition, motor running, radio on, crackles. You turn it off and start driving. Talking to passengers might unlock new documents and clues for your investigation. You will find them back at your studio after your shift. 5 clues discovered. Oh, that's shifty. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. Outside, the city is slowly waking up. You can still hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. You throw the files Bussett gave you on the table. On the wall, you hung up the big cockboard where you used to pin up photos of your nephews. They've been gone since you got out of... Your plan is simple. Jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. The guilty part won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. It's like you're building a story about each suspect, trying to understand their motives, understand how he or she got into this situation. A bus goes by, making the walls shake. It's time to get moving on your investigation. Okay, let's start with this police file. Killer case. Oh, so we just kind of click on these one, huh? Okay. So, okay. So let's start with Gilda Berger. Height, set designer for the opera, was hospitalized after her mother's death, difficult relationship with her dad, also working at the opera, Catholic and a member of the Korean community in Paris. The only clue that we have for her right now is that she was within the area, which really isn't enough to put her too suspicious. Blurry past, weird woman, probably a rich heir or something, was born in Guadalupe, Night Owl. Okay, rituals, to garlic in her hand? That's odd. Oh, okay. Jonas was just there. Okay. Let's end the night here, because we need more suspects. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Okay. You open one eye. It's pitch black outside. Time for work. And that is where I'm going to leave this episode.